Hi, it's Nikki here from Happy Hormones for Life, and it's September already. I don't know where the summer has gone. It went really quick anyway for me. I don't know about you guys, but I hope you had a really good one. And I want to talk to you a little bit about new beginnings because September is the perfect opportunity to start afresh and to get your health back on track. And we often do this in January in the form of a resolution. And I always think it's so much harder in January because we've had a very indulgent Christmas, it's the middle of the winter, everything's dark and cold, and it's kind of a really miserable time to try and get healthy. So September's great because the evenings are still light, it's still a bit warm, well, hopefully, you've got 4 months till the new year to get yourself back on track and in shape. So it's a really good opportunity to get back on track after the summer. Now, if you're anything like me, you may have overindulged a bit over the summer. For me, it's not about the ice creams or the desserts. I'm usually quite good about that kind of stuff, but for me, it's the long evenings, the outdoor drinking. So it's the wine outside, the gin and tonic, the lovely feeling of just relaxing in the evenings outside in the warm temperature. And I've been in California all summer, so I've been really, really, really lucky with my weather here, and it's very tempting anyway to have that. So I've got to try and get back on track with that because that for me is possibly my biggest weakness. So September is a really good opportunity to do this. So when the kids go back to school, you're going back to work, and you're getting back to your old routine, or your new routine hopefully, here are my top 10 tips to get you back on track really, really quickly. The first one is obviously to wean off the wine. So that's one for me. Just being very selfish here, but the way I do that is to give myself a break. So I'm going to do Monday to Thursday, no alcohol, gives my body a chance to reset, relax, gives my liver a chance to take some time out, and also break those habits, because for me it's the evening comes, 6 o'clock, it's time for a glass of wine or something, and it's really good to break those habits because they can really get ingrained, and then suddenly you're doing that all the time, year in, year out. So that's the way I try and do that for me. But you got to kind of see what works for you, and if you don't drink, that's perfect. And if you do, it's a question of moderating that and balance. Number 2 is stop snacking. Now, summer is a time where you might be out and about, or you're on holiday, and it's really easy to kind of snack between meals, or there's lots of food around, or whatever. So for me, getting out of that habit of snacking, because what snacking does, it keeps your blood sugar up. So if we're eating every few hours, that was the old advice in the past from every nutritionist and dietitian: eat regular meals, little and often, to keep your blood sugar balanced. Well, actually, it doesn't actually do that very well. But if you're hypoglycemic, diabetic, then absolutely you must eat when you need to eat. But for the rest of us, constant snacking, all that does is increase the blood sugar. Every time we eat something, insulin has to come along, get rid of the sugar, and we're just forever flooded with insulin. And insulin is our fat storing hormone. And it also doesn't give the body a chance to burn fat because you've always got a sugar coming in. So you've got a sugar source of energy whenever you need it. So the body never gets into fat burning mode, which is what we obviously want. So stopping the snacking, leaving a good 4 to 5 hours between meals really, really helps. Number 3, increase your vegetables. Again, over the summer, hopefully you've been eating lots of salads, so that's perfect. But, we really should be looking at having half of our plates, either salad leaves or a mixture of different vegetables. And that will, along with some protein and some healthy fats, if you're doing that at each meal, you're going to naturally crowd out some of the bad carbs and make your plate a lot more sort of paleo style: meat, fish, healthy fats, and then vegetables. And that's the best kind of plate for your hormones. Not for everyone, but for the majority, that's going to work really well to start burning fat, but also to keep your blood sugar stable, which is really, really important. So number 4 is increasing our water intake. Now, this doesn't have to mean, glasses of actual water. That can be fluids, that can be herbal teas. Coffee tends to be a diuretic, so that doesn't usually add to our fluid intake. So herbal teas, waters, and obviously you get water in fruit and vegetables as well. But we really need to be looking at that 2 litre figure. That's a very generic figure, and it's not for everybody. But if you're exercising, you're going to need more. If you're slightly less or smaller a body, then you're going to need less. But around that is the average. And it's so important to keep hydrated, especially as we get older, because our thirst response does go down a little bit. And often when we think we're hungry, we're just thirsty. So drinking a pint of water will knock the hunger off its tracks, and we can keep ourselves hydrated at the same time. Getting your sleep back on track is the next one. So summer's sometimes a tricky time to get a really good night's sleep because it's warmer, it's lighter, and you may be doing more things in the evening, you may be up a bit later. And if you're away or you're traveling, again, your sleep can be disrupted. So getting that back on track, and that means getting to bed by 10:30, 11, switching off your gadgets at least an hour before, taking them out of your room because those little lights interfere with your melatonin production, keeping your room nice and dark and cool, really, really important. So all those things are important. I have a whole blog on sleep if you want to look that up for more tips on that. Number 6 is keeping your cortisol in check. So you may have been lucky enough to get a holiday or a break over the summer, or even just being out of your routine, so you've had a bit more time off work or whatever, or it's been quieter at work. And that allows your body to rest and repair and switch off that major stress response that we're all under for most of the year, which is brilliant. But of course, you go back to work, or you got other stuff going on and everything goes back to normal, and then that cortisol goes back up, and we're back to square one. So one of the things I like to recommend is to keep that momentum going. So keep that de-stress relaxation state going as long as possible. And the way to do that is just to take some time out for yourself. It doesn't have to be a holiday or a spa weekend or whatever. It just needs to be 10 to 15 minutes a day, either meditating, mindfulness. There's so many apps out there. You can really do quite a lot in 15 to 20 minutes or 10 to 20 minutes. But even if you don't have time for that, or it doesn't float your boat, you can just do some deep breathing. Just 10 minutes of deep breathing a day has been shown to switch off that stress response and give you some much needed relaxation. Or if that's not your thing, then have a bath, nice warm bath with candles, and just relax and chill. Or just read your favorite book. There's plenty of ways to do it, but just get it done every single day. Just fit something in, even if it's a tiny amount of time. Number 7 is to purge your cupboards. Now, some naughty things might have crept in over the summer. So just make sure, have a look at your cupboards in the kitchen, have a look at your shopping list. Just make sure those little things aren't creeping in, the biscuits, the chocolates, the naughty cupboard, all of that stuff. And just have a look, clear out some of the old stuff, because you don't want to be giving that stuff to your kids either. So they don't need it. People often say, well, that's the kids' cupboard. Really? So get them trained and nicely trained to not have a naughty cupboard. And just get rid of it and just pack it full of good stuff, and then your temptations are out of the way. Number 8 is to detox your household and your beauty products. Now, this is a good time to start afresh, and while you're detoxing your diet a little bit, you can start to look at your environment as well, because these household chemicals in many of our products can be very hormone disrupting. Things like BPA in plastics. So when you're heating plastic, the BPA can come out. So don't heat plastic containers or bottles. And also you can switch to stainless steel or glass wherever possible. I know that's not always possible. But other things in products, like cleaning products, laundry products, and your personal products, anything with fragrance in them. If it's fragrance is listed in the ingredients, then it has something called phthalates in it. Phthalates are well known to disrupt hormones. So it's really good if you can get rid of those and just use products with aromatherapy type oils, essential oils, natural oils, which are much better for you. Now, I know we can't just chuck everything out and do that all at once. So, it's a good idea to come to the end of your product and then maybe look for a nice, more natural option. There's a great app called Think Dirty, which I love. It's not like it says on it's an unfortunate name for it, but it's basically where you put in your favorite product or brand, and it'll give you a mark out of 10 of whether how how bad the chemicals are in there for you. And it doesn't have every product on there yet. It's still building its database, but it's well worth checking out. 9 is stock up on your supplements, or at least review what you're taking, because in summer, you know, we can often lapse on our supplement taking if we're traveling or if we're out of our normal routine. And also you might need a review anyway, because if you're on the same things for years and years and years, your body can get used to them. So my top 5 supplements are a good multivitamin with good levels of B vitamins, all your minerals, and so that's basically your insurance policy. Vitamin D, now you may have had some sunshine over the summer, but what I'm finding is actually when I'm testing people is that even if they've had a very sunny holiday, they're coming back just under, not deficient, but maybe just not optimal. So we all need to still be taking supplements, especially once you're back. It doesn't last that long in the body, vitamin D. You store it for a couple of months, but often if we're wearing sun cream, the vitamin D won't be coming through. And there's lots and lots of other factors that impede the vitamin D. So getting vitamin D and also taking magnesium with that, because magnesium helps it work. And also magnesium is brilliant for stress, energy, your brain function, your mood, and we're all pretty much magnesium deficient these days. Vitamin C, really important, especially if you're going back to a kind of stressful environment. We use up a lot of vitamin C, and that's your major antioxidant, and it's your major immune system support. So you want to be having that through the winter. And the last one is a quality fish oil. Now, don't just buy any old fish oil, because it's probably gone off by the time you take it. So it has to be a pure source of fish oil, unless you're eating tons of sardines and mackerel and salmon, you're probably not getting enough omega-3s. So that's a very important supplement especially for your hormones. And lastly, get back into your exercise routine, whatever that is. It's so easy to let that slip over the summer when you're out of your normal routine. So get back into whatever you do, what you like doing, walk more, sit less, but don't push it, because over-exercise raises cortisol and you kind of it's counterproductive. So don't do too much, do what regenerates you and makes you feel more energetic and improves your mood. So I really hope that that's been helpful. I've included a written 1 to 10 so that you can recap if you need to, and if you need help with anything at all, click on the link and apply for a discovery call. Me or one of the team will arrange a call with you and we'll have a chat. Take care. Bye bye.